What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the All Around. I'm your gracious host, Dr. Anthony. Please tune in on Mondays at 6 p.m. for your entertainment purposes. We will hit current topics, old topics, and everything else in between. Be there or be square. Deuces, my loves. Hi, sorry, we had a little technical glitch right there. I was still backstage. Hi, welcome to another great episode of The All Around. I am your beautiful, gracious host, Dr. Anthony, and we have some amazing topics for you today. We have Beyonce, Usher, Tiggs, Brittany Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes, and all of that good stuff. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and bring out Mark, my gracious producer.
Sorry about that little bit of a glitch there and everything, but yes, it's an amazing thing. I did watch the Super Bowl and I actually did something fun that you would have enjoyed over the weekend and everything. So Thursday, I got a chance to see Ain't Too Proud, which is the play about the Temptations. And yes, they did cover all of the Temptations relationships, everything from their relationship to Berry Gordy to their relationship with their Jewish manager to, of course, their inner turmoil within the group and even the relationship between one of the members of the Temptations and the legendary but late singer Tammy Terrell. So they definitely covered all of that stuff, and I didn't realize that one of the singers had lost their son to a construction accident. So they did touch all of that stuff and all in that kind of life. And apparently he was had the child with the mother, and the mother was raising the child, and the child went off and was not feeling all that connected to his father because his father was traveling a bunch and all in that way. But definitely they did apparently reconcile at one point, and he was got a call from his ex that he had died in a construction accident. And of course, there's a number of members that had been killed in drug incidences, and there was some abuse in some of their relationships as well. So they touched on all of that, including the relationship between Berry Gordy and how Smokey Robinson was one of their main songwriters and all in that kind of way. So they definitely touched on a lot of the amazing story of the Temptations. And I want to say it might even be coming up your way if it hasn't already come there. But if you get a chance, check out Ain't Too Proud. It is a very powerful rendition and a musical about the life and times of the Temptations. And I don't know if you knew this, Dr. Anthony, but apparently we're up to 27. There are 27 members of the Temptations, or at least there have been 27 members that have been part of that group, because we do know that people roll off, they roll on, and at the end of the production, they said that there have been 27 Temptations. So there have been 27 out there.
Love the Temptations. So, Super Bowl was over the weekend. There was some interesting points. Yeah, it was over the weekend. It was on Sunday. There were some interesting points that were coming from social media regarding the Super Bowl. I saw a lot of things. I was in the airport yesterday and I saw a shirt that says support Taylor's boyfriend. So I'm like, okay. Anyway, because I did not want them to win. I wanted the 49ers to win. There was some interesting time performance. There were some accusations going on about Usher and Alicia Keys when he hugged her from the back. So a lot of interesting things were being posted on social media. So did you look at the Super Bowl? Did you see the halftime show?
I watched pretty much the whole game. I might have missed a few minutes here and there getting from point A to point B. I did catch the Super Bowl show. It was a great show. I didn't catch all the performances in terms of like the the national anthem and a lot of the other parts that are the beginning of the game. So I did miss that because I was doing some other work at the time, but I did catch some of that after the fact. I know some people were excited about Post Malone. Some people that are in the country music space were excited about Reba McEntire. I am actually a friend of Audrey Day and everything, but apparently Matt Gaetz is not a fan of Audrey Day because he could not figure out why we needed to sing the lift every voice and sing, which is what some people call the Negro national anthem. And there was conversations on Twitter where apparently he and his wife were having a conversation, and he was saying he wasn't going to watch the Super Bowl because we had to do what he considers political correctness and have our national anthem. But as a friend of mine put it out to me earlier, America the Beautiful isn't actually a national anthem either, but that is regularly played. So why can't we have Lift Every Voice and Sing, which is commonly referred to as the Negro national anthem, played at a Super Bowl and all along those lines? But there's some folks on Twitter and other parts of social media that are highly upset that we decided to represent our culture.
Well, this is not the first time that they sang the Negro national anthem or whatever. But it's always, every time it comes to the forefront, they always have a problem with it or whatever. The national anthem that Francis Scott Key wrote is actually rooted in racism and deep rooted in racism, because the second, third stanzas of that particular song talks about, things that are egregious towards Black people. So, the NFL is made up of 90% Black athletes.
Mm-hmm. That is very true.
It is more than befitting for the national anthem to be sang and to be represented. And, I was reading an article about Megyn Kelly, and that, it shouldn't, there's one national anthem and it shouldn't be saying, yeah, but there's one national anthem, but it was also rooted in racism, and there's a lot of things that's rooted in racism that are still, prevalent to today, and their thought processes of, just even the simple thing as the notion of Santa Claus and Jesus. Their thought process is that Jesus is white, and anybody knows that Jesus is not white because he came from, the Holy Land, and people in the Holy Land are not white. So, that just goes to show her level of ignorance and the other levels of ignorance of, not being inclusive in how, the lack of inclusivity is on the forefront, because a lot of people, and I see, even Elon Musk is saying that we don't need diversity and we don't need inclusion, but y'all saying that we don't need diversity and we don't need inclusion, but you don't want us to work for your companies. So, with that being said, my thing is always stick them where it hurts, stick them in the pockets, so if, I were someone, I would not buy a Tesla. I would not invest in it, just for his beliefs and things like that. Like, they're entitled to our money and they're entitled to our support, but we're not entitled to be included, and we're not entitled to receive, the diversity and things like that we ask for on the job and in different spaces and in different venues and different areas and things like that. So, like I said, America is a racist country. America has always been racist. Have we improved? We improved some, but we haven't improved enough, because when you have a president and a former president, President Trump, who can go around and make, racist and irrational comments about, the current president, his speech impediment. And we already know that, President Joe Biden has a speech impediment, and, he stuttered and things like that. That has nothing to do with his intellectual stutter. I mean, some of the best of us stutter, when we get excited and we get overwhelmed and things like that. But again, it has nothing to do with intellect. But, when you have a person like Trump, who, mocks people who have disabilities and, things like that or whatever, and you say nothing and you support this behavior, then you have what you have with Megyn Kelly and, Post Malone and all of the rest of them, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Now, like you said, I did see the show, and I was actually quite impressed with the show. I've talked to some people that think that it was one of the better ones that has gone down in history, and definitely Usher did an amazing job. There was a gentleman from Durham, Eric Walls, that was actually playing and on that show as a member of the band and everything. And of course, we do know that Jackson State University was represented, so it was their HBCU marching band that was there. And like I said earlier, I am somewhat of a fan of what her has been about, that particular singer. And he brought her out, and he also brought out Alicia Keys. And as you said, there are some people that are speculating whether there is some sort of relationship going on between Usher and Alicia Keys, even though I did hear somebody on Twitter that was singing that she sang flat. I did not think that it was a flat song or all along those lines, but definitely what I saw was a amazing performance. I even enjoyed, even though I know I'm not going to try to get out there, the roller skating aspect of it as well, because there was within the scene, Usher came out in roller skates and had the whole dancers and everybody roller skating and having that as part of the show and all along those lines. But it was a truly amazing halftime show. I don't know if you got a chance to watch it either during the game or after the game. But I thought it was a strong show, and definitely thought it was very representative of a variety of cultures because he definitely did a good job, in my opinion. But Dr. Anthony, I'd love to hear your thoughts if you've seen it and what you thought of it.
Well, I watched bits and pieces of it. His voice was going in and out, and from our side, I can understand what the people were saying, that they said that he should have had better mics, which is true. He should have had better mics, so that everything could be translated over to us in TV land. I did hear his voice go in and out, like I said, but overall, I thought everything. His performance, everybody that was represented. I didn't see all of the show. But I did see, like I said, bits and pieces of it. I saw Jay-Z with his children, didn't see his son, but did see his daughters, representing at the show. We know that, the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl. So we know that one Mahomes has, a victory, but wife has she kind of like flatline. And what I mean out there in TV world and digital world is Brittany Mahomes did a Sports Illustrated issue or whatever, and I just thought her pictures were basic. It just shows mediocrity, giving a white woman a platform and just letting her just go out there and just be basic and just be under par. I didn't see anything.
I've got a video that talks a little bit about what you're talking about. It is actually part of their Sports Illustrated show and all in that space. So if you'd like, I can do a shared screen and maybe we can see a little bit of this presentation of the whole Sports Illustrated and what you are referring to and all along those lines. So if you'd like, I can bring this up and we can check it out. This wasn't not part of that particular display, but it does give a representation of what they were trying to do with this year's Sports Illustrated. So would you like to see this, Dr. Anthony?
Go ahead and play the video.
Let's play it and everything. So let's go ahead and get it rolling and see what they've got to say.
I specifically want to see her, if you have one with her in it.
I think she's featured in this. I think she's featured in this, and I also have pictures with her as well. But let me get the volume.
Okay. Miami W Hotel with Sports Illustrated Swimsuit. We have our big live runway show tonight. It's going to be epic. We have all the girls getting ready. They're going to come filter out there. I can't wait to introduce you to some of the new girls, interview some of the girls you know, and then go see them walk out there.
Because this is going to be the most fun show that you're ever going to do. It's really fun. We have a mother-daughter. We have sister. It's going to be very fun.
Come watch our show. I'm so excited to support these girls and celebrate this issue. So, Sports Illustrated, let's go. Thank you from Miami Swim Week 2022.
And then I'll get you the picture of her as well. But yes, I saw what you were going at with that. But yeah, there was a couple of pictures of her being represented and all along those lines. So I'm going to get rid of that really quickly and get you the one. Some of the pictures are out there as well and all in that space. So we did have some more pictures from the actual show itself, and definitely some that even featured Miss Mahomes, Mr. Mahomes' wife, Brittany, and all in that space. But I'll pull up a couple of those ones that you're talking about of her being in the magazine and all along those lines, because this actually was illustrated itself and everything. So I'll try to pull up those pictures as well. So hold on, get rid of that really quickly and get to the as well. Yeah, definitely. I'm sure our audience will be quite interested in your thoughts around Brittany Mahomes, because a lot of people are paying attention to her because she is the wife of the now multiple MVP and all in that space. So a lot of people are paying attention to what she's saying and who she is and all in that way. But this is hold on a second. Here we go. Just trying to get it up. That's one of the pictures that you're probably referring to, and all along those lines. Let's see if I can get it up in a better version, but definitely we see that there are these different pictures of Brittany Mahone and all that she is trying to do, including in some ways representing the
Basic,
culture. Huh?
basic. As I was saying, she's very basic. The swimsuit was nice. She's very basic. I didn't get, like Sports Illustrated model. The Sports Illustrated models in the past, and now even the ones that we just saw, they have some type of sex appeal. I didn't get that from her. I see basic body, just a skinny frame. A white woman with blonde hair and blue eyes. She, the basic sex appeal when it comes to Sports Illustrated models and supermodels and things like that. I just felt like she was very basic, very mediocre, and she is basically, getting things off the coattail of her husband and stuff like that or whatever. I just felt like it was a waste to shoot with her. She is not that one. She's not that girl. She's not an it girl. It was just body. I mean, she looked frail, real thin, no sex appeal. Can you get a full body?
Yeah, we'll try to get the full body and
Talking about,
everything. Yep, I can definitely do that.
yes, full body.
Yep, we'll get the full body one going as well so that folks can see a better idea of what you've got going in mind there. I was actually trying to find the video of her as well, but there's the full body one. I found the full body one, so let's see if I can get that up there.
It was a total waste of the shoot on her to me. They could have gotten somebody else who had way more sex appeal than she is. She's just straight up and down, no curves, no nothing. They tried to give her a sexy swimsuit, but that didn't help either. It was just there.
Got to get rid of some of these other images that are there. That's the only thing I hate about these things, that sometimes they have the commercials on there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it looks like a very basic outfit, as you were just saying earlier and everything. So definitely that is very basic
Hey,
style.
she's basic. She makes the outfit looks basic. It's a nice swimsuit, but it just does not do anything for her body and her stature and her frame. She's extremely basic, and again, like I said, this is just another mediocre white woman who's given an opportunity based off of who her husband is and things like that or whatever. Sports Illustrated could have absolutely done better with someone else who had more sex appeal and who had more zeal and things like that or whatever. That was a total waste of a swimsuit when they picked her.
Yep, a lot of people are feeling that way.
With her. No, it was not given with her. I thought it was a total waste. But at least one Mahomes, was victorious. The husband, he got MVP and won the Super Bowl again. Like I said, I was not going for them. I was rooting for the 49ers. I want them to win. But hey, it is what it is. But there's also another. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're saying it is what it is, and definitely that is the case quite often and everything. So definitely a lot of people are paying attention to what was going on in that space, and we're checking out that particular outfit, and definitely even some of the conversations, and people are now trying to figure out about their relationship. And of course, she is the mother of their two children and everything, and now I'm sure people will be trying to figure out if the relationship will stay there or even if it needs to stay there, because there are some people that will speculate the success of the relationship and all along those lines. So definitely,
honestly, I don't care because he likes what he likes or whatever. Sports Illustrated could have done better. I'm not going to say he could have done better because he loves his wife. I'm assuming they have children together or whatever, but definitely Sports Illustrated could have done better. They could have gotten someone who had way more zest, way more sex appeal, and who could have really brought that swimsuit to life. She killed it. It was dead. She looked dead. Swimsuit looked dead. It wasn't given. It just didn't do anything for the swimsuit with her body. So that's enough about them. So let's. They're consistently in the news, and I was reading more articles out, his visit to the UK, and he only spent like 30 to 45 minutes with his father, and they were saying that the visit wasn't successful, but he had to get back so that he could present the award at the NFL honors and things like that. My thing is, people always saying a lot about those two, and they are speculating going on, and they have no clue about what they going on. Meghan and Prince Harry are living their life and they're doing what they're doing, but the people across the pond, they want to say that anytime that they do something, it's a slight against the royal family. They have already made their position clear. They're trying to say that we Americans are not accepting of them, which is a lie. We're very accepting of them. Look at the young man response when he was presented the award by Prince Harry. He was like, "Oh my, y'all, that's Prince freaking Harry." So it's not the fact that that we're tired of them and that they're not supported, because they're very much supported and loved over here. What baffles me and irritates me the most is these people were treated a certain way, and y'all don't want them to tell their truth. Y'all don't want them to tell their story. And here you go, you got butlers and other people who are supposed to be royal commentators and things like that, saying that what Prince Harry is saying is not true. No, it's not true. You can't tell a person what their lived experiences are. You can't tell a person what they went through. So they were just supposed to sit back and sit back and not say anything or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So that's simply ridiculous when it comes to like how the people over there try to portray Meghan as a woman was working and well established before she met him. He sought her. It wasn't the other way around. And they're trying to make it seem like she was going after him because she wanted status and notoriety and this, that, and the other, which that is totally untrue. And I don't know if you saw the post about Candace Owens being interviewed by one of the news outlets from the UK. Candace Owens, you are the last person to sit and say that somebody is clout chasing, because that's exactly what you did, clout chase. She did not experience racism. You're the very person, Candace Owens, who sued your school district because you were discriminated against. But now that she tried it with the Democrats, she tried to become a correspondent with the Democrats, but the Democrats wasn't buying it. So she flipped the script and started talking about Black people so that she would be accepted and tolerated in the white community. So you're the last person to need to say anything about anyone clout chasing and things like that, because your homegirl did clout chase, the one Kelsey who tried to run for office over in Baltimore, and they sent her packing. So anything that Candace says out of her mouth, it's just hogwashing.
Nobody's really listening to Candace.
Anything about about Black people and things like that or whatever, and what they stand for and what she stands for. Nothing about Meghan. You're siding with the white folks because you want to stay relevant. That's just all what it is. But like I said, Meghan and Harry, enormous amount of support, but the people on the phone want to make it seem like they're irrelevant. No, they're not irrelevant. But the thing about it is, when King Charles, God forbid that he passes away, when he passed away and Prince William take over as the new monarch, guess what's going to happen? The whole royal family is going to be dismantled. Everybody is going to leave the Commonwealth, especially Black people, because they have already said that he would never be their king. And the thing about it is, he doesn't even understand that his behavior is very telling. Your brother, because he has a Black wife, that's very telling. It's showing your racism. You and your wife, So it's about the undoing. It's the same thing that happened, with the Russian Tsar and things like that. When they took over the land and stuff, it's gonna happen with the monarch. And understand that Dr. Anthony said it first, because Prince William will destroy it.
Well, you said it first and everything, and along those same lines, they do some work in that is for the good of the community. And I was going to bring a video about what they do. This is actually something that they are involved in, and this might silence some of those critics. But let's check this out. This is their symbolic visit that they have coming up very shortly to, I believe it's Canada and other parts that are dealing with the veterans. But let's check out what this is all about and what they are doing in this regard. So let's check out this.
I'm not sure what's going on with the internet.
It was just repeated in the words and everything, so the people had to read along what was going on, but it was playing the video. So yeah, the video was playing, and that was just a little bit about that association that they are part of, and all along those lines. So they are part of a foundation that is dealing with veterans' rights, and that's something that they've been involved in for a few years, both in the time that they've been together, and I think Prince Harry may have started even before that time, but they have definitely been involved in a number of positive causes and all along those lines. But definitely they are doing that kind of work on a regular basis and all in that space. So definitely that is something that people are paying attention to. And you know, you got folks that want to criticize the various folks, including the Prince and his wife, and trying to put them on a less than a pedestal, but on the critic bust and everything. But a lot of times these folks don't have anything to address them on their own selves. But it'll be interesting. Yeah.
And you know, white women feel like because she's black, she doesn't deserve to be married into the royal family. They look at it as if, you know, it's too good for her because she's black, because she has a black mother. You know, everything was going good until, you know, they found out that she had a black mother or whatever. But what Prince William and Kate fail to understand is they need Harry and Meghan more than Harry and Meghan need them. And you know, that's just a sheer fact, because their racism is showing through. So my thing is, you know, how you gonna condemn racism, whatever they said, but you don't condemn it in your own family when your own family treated Meghan a certain type of way? You had nothing to say about your own family. So yeah, the whole monarch is gonna Prince William and Kate is going to be the undoing of the whole monarch. Watch what I tell you.
Yep, I can see that and everything along those lines, and everything in that space and all in that way. That could be very much an interesting issue. I did want to come back because I did find another video that was maybe a better representation of what you were talking about with Miss Mahomes and everything. So I did find one from Instagram. So let's see if this plays a little bit better and all along those lines. But definitely this might be a little bit more representative of what you were talking about. So let's check out this one from Instagram and see what they've got going on in this space. We'll try to bring it up and see if it'll play and the folks' thoughts on that as they are watching it and all along those lines. So let's see if I can get it from Instagram, because it's from the Sports Illustrated Instagram. So we'll see if we can't get it to run. Hold on. I see now what's going on. We can actually hear it directly from her mouth and watch the video itself. So hold on 1 second. I just figured out what to do under this one. Now we've got it. So we're going to go back to the original one, and then we're going to play it from here. And folks will get a chance to check it once I remove this one and do another present screen. And we'll see all of the hoopla. And then we'll get to Beyonce as well. But definitely, I think I figured out how to get this thing working. We'll go to the Instagram and we'll check out this. This is actually from, I believe, their Instagram and all in that way. So let's get it going. And there we go. And then I'll give it some volume as well. we'll play it
Again,
again.
very
So-
basic. No technical.
I am in Belize shooting my rookie season with Sports Illustrated swimsuit.
I hallucinate when you call my name. Got stars in my eyes, and they don't fade when you come my way. I'm losing my mind. Hallucinate when you call my name. Got stars in my
And they should have kept her under wraps. A very basic, extremely basic. I didn't see anything spectacular there. Like I said, sex appeal. It just to me, it just does not exude Sports Illustrated model. It was definitely a waste on her. They could have definitely got someone else to portray that role. Definitely.
Now, I'm sure they'll find some other people in the next one, but yeah, sometimes they pick them based on their celebrity or the celebrity status of their other halves or whoever else might be associated with them. So I'm sure that one was picked because of the association with
Definitely.
Taylor Swift and the association with definitely Patrick Mahomes as well. So a lot of those associations are the reason that they are picked, and they might also be going after that athletic version as well, because apparently, as I always forget, she was apparently an athlete herself before becoming a mom, because I believe she was a soccer player or something along those lines. So she's definitely seen as having been a retired women's soccer forward. So apparently she played professional soccer at one point as well before she married her husband and is now doing the whole raising of the children thing. But yeah, she was a soccer player as well, and some people like that soccer player.
Oh, and it's not her thing.
Hmm?
She should have definitely stuck with soccer. Modeling is definitely not her thing. She's basic. That's what you call a basic, mediocre white woman who has no sex appeal, who has no zeal, who has no zest. Basic. They definitely could have got a sexy sister or a woman of color to represent and do justice to the swimsuits, because it was an epic thing.
And apparently, Patrick Mahomes had a whole party around it before the Super Bowl, because apparently he was seen celebrating her swimsuit photo shoot at the Las Vegas Carver Steak restaurant on Friday night, just a couple of days before the Super Bowl. And this is what people told folks, but everyone's jaw dropped when Brittany walked in with her friends, and then again when Patrick later walked in to join the party in the private dining room. Now, whether that was because of the star notification or because they are supposedly celebrities of some sort, that would be a good guess. But yeah, apparently Brittany 28 gave her Instagram followers a peek of her on her story Friday night, showing off what appeared to be an espresso martini that had "Congratulations, Brittany" written on it. So apparently he was using this as an opportunity to honor his wife and her success, or what is perceived to be success, and all along those lines. So definitely he went out and spent some money on getting her this whole notion and everything. So it'll be interesting. I mentioned that I saw the show, the halftime show. Some people were speaking of people that did interesting things, at one point in the show, Usher went shirtless, and some of the women that are Usher fans might have gone crazy over that, because, like I said, he did have some various special guests like Alicia Keys and others, but definitely he had that shirtless moment, and I'm sure that there were some people that were proud of that moment, and there might have been some others that were taken aback by that moment if they are a little bit too prim and proper in their attitudes and everything. But like I said, I didn't see anything wrong with it, but I'm sure some of the critics would be like, why did he have to go shirtless as he was doing his song and everything? But I just wanted your take on that, because I'm sure some of the old guard and some of those that are a little bit too prim and proper might be like, how come he had to take off his shirt? How come he had to show off his pecs?
Well, I mean, Usher always takes off his shirt. That's nothing new. I didn't stream today, so we're gonna have to connect it to YouTube.
Okay.
Connected to YouTube.
I have to go into your YouTube.
But he always takes off his shirt. I like Usher's music, some of his music. I was thinking about going to see him in Las Vegas, but his residency tickets were so high, and I'm not paying that kind of money to sit in nosebleed, $500, and you're not even close to the stage. I paid less. I paid a little bit more than that, and I was right to the. Whatever. He's not a Beyonce, and I'm not knocking his craft and knocking his money and things like that, but I'm not paying it. But some people are paying it, and I think a lot of his ticket sales increased when they found out that he was going to be performing at the halftime for the Super Bowl. So I did not get a chance to see him in his residency, but like I said, I only know a few of his songs. I'm not like a diehard fan of his. I like his stuff. I'm okay with it, but I can.
Would you like for our audience to maybe to catch a little bit of it? Because I got a couple of clips. They're short clips of both the what he opened up with, his hit "Caught Up," and I've also got a little bit of his number with her as well. So if you like, we can see a little bit of the Super Bowl show right now, and maybe have some comments about it afterwards. I definitely know we got that commercial to get to around Beyonce. Would you like to catch a little bit of the Usher performance?
Yeah, go ahead, roll the clip.
Okay. We'll get ready to roll the clip. Hold on one second. Get ready to do the old shared screen, and we will be rolling the clip and checking out this particular performance of Usher and what this was all about as well. So hold on one second while I get that all set to go, and we're going to check out Usher doing his thing and all along those lines. So this ought to be fun for folks to check out and all in that kind of way. So if you hold on one second, I'm not going to use that one. We're going to use the other one instead, but definitely it'll all be fun watching this particular rendition of what Usher was all about and how he went about doing his thing and all in that way. So hold on one second. We're going to do a shared screen, and we're going to get this whole Usher performance going, and folks will have a fun time checking out what Usher was doing and all along those lines. So let's get ready to check this out and bring it up to full screen, and then we'll get ready to have Usher.
Usher getting fans caught up in their feels with this Super Bowl halftime show opening number.
I'm so got me feeling it. Know what it is, but it's safe. She's got me twisted up.
I wanted to put on a show that I felt would represent my idea of creativity.
The singer brings it all to Allegiant Stadium, kicking things off with his 2004 hit, Caught Up.
Got me feeling it. I'm losing control. This girl's gotta.
This has definitely been an amazing time. I love all the cameras. I love the energy. I love the people. More than anything, I remind myself to smile.
From the marching band drum line to the choreo, Usher sets the tone for an epic start to the show.
She called me classic class and breaking down. I can't figure it out. Y'all say, I'm so got me feeling it.
The stadium is, a home away from home for me now. Yeah. It's like I'm really getting comfortable in there. Having the Super Bowl make its way to Las Vegas, I'm hoping my investment in this city far exceeded just my residency, but it just, reinvigorated my brand, my energy, my excitement about music. I don't have this moment by myself. All of my fans that I bring with me, each and every person that had anything to do with the music, the creativity, everybody is a part of this celebratory moment.
So that was a little bit of that particular opening.
Yeah, I think the performance could have, been better if the mic was not cutting in and out when he was singing. So a lot of people said that, that really irritated them about, his mic going in and out, and you could barely hear the words. The words were coming in and out. Overall, I think it was a lot of things going on. He had a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, speaking of one of those moving parts, like I said,
Static point, I can see where it was all coming together.
Right.
So,
And speaking of one of those,
I get it.
yeah, Dr. Anthony, speaking of one of those moving parts, like I said, her was there as well, and this is one of those moving parts, and this is where they did that solo.
One of Usher's surprise guests, well, there's just something about her. Usher enlisting the 26-year-old singer for his Super Bowl halftime show.
Las Vegas! Where my bad girls at? This performance is going to be so electric.
And while music legends are everywhere, only one is giving total Hendrix vibes.
I am definitely, went through a lot of ideas of who I would have share this moment with me. And I do feel like the people who are going to share it deserve just as much recognition for what they do in their careers, rather we have collaborated together or rather they've had moments of their own.
As Usher told DT days before kickoff, music's biggest stage is a milestone 3 decades in the making.
What is the one thing you want folks to know as they prepare for the Super Bowl halftime show?
There's more than one way to sustain a career, and also you're never too old, you're never too young. It all works together, but the one thing it needs is the belief that it can. And that's what Las Vegas represents for me. 101 shows done here, 100 of them sold out.
Yeah.
And that next one that I'm about to have in a couple of days is the crescendo of my belief in this city and the celebration of my 30-year career.
Just really quickly, Dr. Anthony and everything, one of the things that I heard trending very much on social media, and it comes back to something with her, is there was a lot of women, young women that were saying that you're looking for a bad girl. I'm that bad girl that you're looking for and everything. So apparently this whole bad girl reputation was very much a part of her song and other stuff as well. So I just wanted your take on this bad girl aspect, because I did hear a lot of people after that song saying, hey, if you want a bad girl, I'm the bad girl for you, and all along those lines. And whether they were appealing toward Usher, whether they were appealing toward their mates, who knows, but there is a lot of people that are saying that they wanted to get their inner bad girl going and all along those lines. But I just wanted your take, because apparently this is a popular song and a popular kind of attitude that folks have got. So I just wanted your thoughts about this bad girl popularity.
I'm gonna just let them make it, because to each his own. I have no idea of what they're and say anything that's out of the way or whatever. So to each his own. Whomever you being that bad girl for, continue to be that bad girl for, whether it's Usher, whether it's her, whether it's your man, whether it's somebody else's man. That's between you and them. Dr. Anthony has no comment on it, because I have no idea which way the pendulum is swinging and which way they're going with with the comment of I want to get my inner bad girl on, because your inner bad girl may not be my inner bad girl. My inner bad girl may be I want to go slap somebody. You know what I'm saying? So I have, just like you have no idea what my inner bad girl is. So I have no idea. Let's go ahead and roll the Beyonce commercial, and I hope it plays without fault.
Yeah, I got the full commercial, so it should play with no fault, because this one I actually downloaded. So let's check this out.
Okay.
Broke the internet again.
Oh, it's coming in really fast.
Yeah, it's Verizon 5G. The network is crazy powerful. I bet you can't break that.
I bet I can.
Wait, what?
Beyonce breaks the internet, but can she break Verizon?
Broken?
Not even close.
Time for a surprise drop. Did I break it?
You broke me. Oh, no.
Introducing Beyonce I.
What the?
Seriously? How about Barbie?
No.
I'm running for Beyonce of the United States. Can you hear me now?
No breaking.
How about the first woman to launch the first rocket for the first performance in space?
Wow, Verizon didn't break.
You ain't gonna break me.
Still works.
Okay, they ready. Drop the new music.
I thought that was epic. I thought her commercial was on point. I love the way she did it. She she always has something up her sleeve in terms of, when she's releasing her new music and how she releases her new music. And then she dropped 2 songs during the Super Bowl and going crazy, and everybody has been just super wild about her new music and the showcase of country and things like that, because when she tried to do the song Daddy's Lessons with the Dixie Chicks and things like that, white people said that Beyonce is not country and she should stay in her lane. But what white people fail to realize is Black people started country music, and that's a genre that we put forth, and they just adapted and took it over, just like the blues and everything. He started that. Y'all just started doing the a version of the blues. The blues was sang with down and sorrows and things like that. I lost my job, I lost my baby, I lost my home. That's where the blues rooted from. Just like country rooted from the Black community. So throughout history, we always have to, circumvent and re-educate the white folks to let them know where we coming from and that we are the blueprint. And Beyonce does an excellent job of showing how that print and that we set the standards and set the tones.
We definitely set the tones. And like you said, a lot of things that are things that they believe that they started, like country music. Actually, the banjo came out of Africa. A lot of other things that are even associated with bluegrass, and a lot of other things came out of the motherlands and all along those lines. But definitely, it'll be interesting to see how folks react to Beyonce doing that country salute. But definitely, we are very much a part of country, and it's not just Charlie Pride. As a matter of fact, a good friend of mine, Reese Palmer, does a whole thing around.
Of course not.
The color of country music, and she has a lot of African American women that are country music and folk music stars, and she has a whole podcast that she does around that and all along those lines. But definitely it'll be interesting to see what folks' thoughts are about that nature and everything. And folks are also roasting apparently Ariana Grande over some observation that was about what she's got going on with her poster for Wicked. So apparently that her poster on Wicked is getting her into some trouble and everything. So it's always people got to look for small little errors in everything in that way and all in that kind of space. But definitely we are very much at the forefront. That's why Black History Month. I was actually had a group of young people that were here as part of our regular weekly Saturday camp, and the teacher was actually giving them a list of things that we have invented that they may not have realized, including the cell phone, including the street sweeper, including the ironing board, and there was about 100 things, including ice cream, that came from the minds of African Americans, and there are a whole host of them that she had. I had a whole list with me, but I don't have it here at this particular time. But it was about a good 50 to 100 that she shared with the kids that they did not know probably were invented by African American inventors. So a lot of things that are there, they are always not touted as much as they should be, and all in that space. Dr. Anthony, I did have to ask you about one other thing, because one of the things that was missing from the Super Bowl was, for the most part, political ads. I mean, there was not a Trump ad, there was not an ad for Biden, but there was an ad for the long shot candidate, and apparently he's apologized for that. But apparently there was, if you watch the Super Bowl, a commercial for RFK Jr., and it actually used his relative JFK is part of the commercial. But they that super PAC spent $7 million on a Super Bowl ad for RFK. So I just wanted your thoughts around this, because a lot of people say that he has no shot of winning, but apparently he decided he was at least going to try to get a very expensive ad and maybe win over some voters and change that narrative. But he did put out an ad, and apparently there were some people, including in his camp, that are apologizing, because I don't think that it was his ad. He didn't do it himself, but somebody did it for him. But I just wanted your take on that particular ad as well, and if you had seen it or heard any reaction to it.
I see it because I didn't watch it. Yeah, I didn't see it because I did not watch the Super Bowl. I was traveling back to the States yesterday. I was out the country. So a lot of what I'm seeing are sound bites and things that people are posting on TikTok and what I could catch on, Google and YouTube. I was not, present to watch any of the actual ads. I had to catch things after the fact, but I did see that he did apologize and things like that or whatever. But, my thing is do what you do.
Yep.
Do what you do. If you felt the need that you wanted to, bring light to yourself and you want to, spend that kind of money to showcase yourself in the Super Bowl, that's on you. I can't control your money, and just like you can't control mine. So, you're basically apologizing for it now. But my thing is, do what you do and ask questions later.
And speaking of doing what you do, and I was just wondering your thoughts about this, because this is another moment that was at the Super Bowl that could have been more costly, but it was not costly because that team won the game. But if the game went into overtime, which is a rarity in Super Bowls, it's actually fairly much a rarity in a lot of sports, but definitely in the Super Bowl, it is not happen that often and everything. But there was a chance for the Chiefs to actually win the game before halftime, and they wound up kicking a tying field goal, but they could have won the game. But there was a receiver, a brother, that was saying that, look, I'm wide open and you should have thrown it to me. And I'm sure he's not overly concerned that he has still got his championship ring, but at the moment he was a little hot. So definitely Rice, who is a well-known receiver, Rashee Rice and everything, but he was in the face of both Patrick Mahomes and I think even his coach and others, because he was like, look, we didn't have to take this to overtime. If you had been looking and you seen me, you could have seen that I was wide open and we could have ended this game right here and now. And that was also on Twitter as well, because there were a number of folks that were noticing that, sometimes if you are new to the game, because apparently this is a second round rookie, but he was emerged as one of Mahomes' number one wide receivers throughout his first year, but he wasn't the number one target on this particular play, so he could have had his moment of fame as well. So it could have been definitely the brother to brother, even though some people would say that Patrick Mahomes is a mixed child and everything, but it could have been a brother to brother connection for the Super Bowl win and everything. And actually, as it was brother to brother, because it was another receiver that was a brother that caught the winning touchdown pass. But I just wanted your thoughts about people sometimes sharing their anger and their ire, even at their coaches and their leaders, and those moments of
should have. I mean, he's wide open. But I mean, he's wide open. He could have expressed his, distaste. I'm quite sure he did, because I saw some, exchange between him and, Patrick Mahomes and things like that or whatever. And if he was wide open, he was right. If you would have thrown me the ball, I could have scored and we could have ended this, a long time ago. But you were not reading the field. You were not looking at, what you had, open in that regard. So quite naturally, I can understand him being. I'm wide open and you missed the opportunity. You should have been paying attention. Bottom line, period. Nothing else needs to be said, No,
and speaking of things that don't need to be said, I know we've only got a few more minutes, but we're talking about the president. And apparently President Joe Biden sent the conspiracy theories into a frenzy late Sunday by teasingly, and he definitely admitted he was only teasing about it, suggesting that the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl win was indeed a deep state plot. Just like we drew it up, he posted on X, the social media site formerly known as Twitter, following the Chiefs' nail-biting 25-22 victory in overtime. His post included a photo of his so-called dark Brandon meme showing him with searing red laser eyes. So definitely he was having a little bit of fun at the MAGA crowd, and definitely the trolling followed some conservatives suggesting that the nation's most watched sports event was rigged with the help of pop star Taylor Swift and Biden to help Democrats win this year's presidential election. And I know a lot of people that were also thinking that a couple of things were going to happen with Taylor Swift. One, they thought that Travis Kelce was going to pop the question to her, but as another friend of mine told me, that would have been very much embarrassing and might have put her in a very difficult position to say either yes or no in front of a billion or a million people, or how many people were watching the game and everything. But I just wanted your thoughts, because apparently he was trying to have some fun with the notion of what you can do and celebrating the victory and everything. But I guess people are taking it the wrong way and are thinking that it is true that she's going to come out and support him and that that's going to sway the election one way or the other.
Honestly, I'm not a Swiftie, and it's not that I, hate Taylor Swift. I really don't. I just don't listen to her music. It's just not my thing. So I really don't keep up with her. I've been seeing a lot more things in the news lately. Like I said, I saw a shirt that says support Taylor's boyfriend while I was in the airport on yesterday or whatever. Honestly, because the Swifties are out there trying to, say derogatory things about, Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend who happens to be Black and, things like that or whatever, And I mean, even if we take it back to the Grammys, you had a white woman on The View saying that Jay-Z took away from Taylor's moment. How did he take away from her moment? Jay-Z had his moment. He won an award. He gave his speech. He said what he said. She said what she said. But, it's always themselves and trying to place, blame where blame doesn't need to be placed and things like that or whatever. Taylor Swift is a grown woman. Taylor Swift is not a child, and the thing too, what kind of like shook me a little bit is I saw an article saying that, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's relationship is reminiscent of a father and a daughter's, special bond. So the fathers are having incestual relationships with their daughters. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? And I'm just.
I mean, I think part of that is because
of a father-daughter bond. This is a grown man and a grown woman. A father-daughter bond is not in the same capacity as you dating someone. So my thing is, the white people are really reaching and doing the white people thing, and they're white people in and things like that or whatever. So they just need to shut it up and stay in their lane when it comes to like certain things. Nobody cares that Taylor Swift is dating Travis Kelce except for them. They're the ones that's bringing his ex-girlfriend Kayla into the mix. She has nothing to say, and she has said nothing, but yet her name is still being brought up. So it's always them inserting themselves in something that they shouldn't be inserting themselves in.
My guess, and like I said, being part of the Beard Club, even though I am going to go get the trim that I usually try to get at least once every couple of weeks, and I'm way overdue on this coming Friday and everything. But that being said, I imagine that part of that father-daughter conversation is because Travis Kelce is definitely part of the Beard crowd and all along those lines, and definitely Taylor Swift comes off as like one of those Mouseketeer type women, even though, like you said, they're both adults, they're both around the same age, they're both in their mid-20s or all along those lines. But folks are probably seeing somebody that can be perceived to be an older looking man versus somebody that can perceive to be a younger looking woman, even though they are the same age and everything. But I think that some people are doing that whole surface thing, and they're seeing what they are perceiving people to be ages because of how they choose to present themselves. And he seems to rock the beard.
No relationship with the man and a woman should ever be reminiscent of a father-daughter relationship. That is sick in the head. That is incestuous. That is, that is crazy. I don't care who you're dating, how old the man looks, how young the woman looks. It should never come out of someone's mouth saying that, oh, that reminds me of my dad. No. So your dad is a pedophile? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
No, it's totally crazy. But it's totally crazy. But like I said, my guess is that they're looking at their perceived looks and everything and making that comment that in other words, they're trying to say that he looks too old to be with her because she looks so young and everything. But that is not the case, because I want to say that they are pretty much the same age. It might have even gone to similar school times and everything, even though not the same school. But definitely they're making perceptions based on looks, and that can be a very shallow thing to do in the first place. But yeah, they were making.
But you're making a perception of a grown man and a woman based off of a father-daughter's relationship,
which is totally sick.
Father should never have an incestuous relationship with their daughter. So basically, what you're trying to say is that relationship reminds you of Trump and Ivanka, the father and the daughter.
Well,
that's crazy.
There is this. It's asinine, but it's kind of similar to the notion of the May-December relationships, and you do know what a May-December relationship is. So they are thinking not so, and they could have father-daughter with a wrong analogy, but I'm thinking what they really meant was it kind of reminded them of a father-daughter relationship, even though if you look at the or a May-December relationship, not father-daughter, but a May-December relationship, but if you look at their actual ages, they are very close in age to each other, but they are, that's what I mean when I said it's a perception thing. They're looking at the man and seeing him with the beard and the facial hair, so they're thinking that he looks like he's 40.
I understand totally what you're saying, but understand this. I don't care what kind of perception it is. That should never be a perception where a man and a woman is being, using an analogy of a father-daughter relationship. Never. That's crazy. I don't care how old they are, how close in age they are. You never relate to a grown-ass man and a grown-ass woman as a father-daughter relationship. So you're trying to say that your father sexually molested you? That's what you're trying to say? That's what you're insinuating? A father-daughter relationship? They could have chose their words very wisely. And that one right there, I think they very much missed the mark with that one. I'm not going to say anything, about perception, what they see it as, because that's sick in the head. You see a grown-ass man and a grown woman in a relationship. Oh, that reminds me of my father. Really? So your father is a sexual predator that preys on you and other little girls? That is crazy.
That is crazy. And speaking of crazy, and I know we're winding down, but there were a couple of other Super Bowl commercials. I know we looked at the one earlier with Beyonce, but there were some others that featured African Americans as well that did quite well. So Star Power fueled other top-ranked Super Bowl ads on YouTube's list, including the return of Bradley Cooper and his mom for T-Mobile, auditioning the likes of Laura Dern, Common, and Jennifer Hudson for the wireless carrier's loyalty program. I did see that one. Arnold Schwarzenegger having trouble delivering State Farm's Like a Good Neighbor tagline, which is actually very funny because it plays off of his thick Australian accent, and Aubrey Plaza and Nick Offerman reuniting to pitch Mountain Dew and Mr. T. And I forgot that Mr. T was even there, and I did not see this commercial dressing down Tony Romo for saying there's no tea in Skechers and pitying the fool who doesn't wear them. So apparently Mr. T is touting those shoes and all along those lines. So
well, I mean, I'm not negating. Right. I'm not negating that there were not other commercials that, came through the Super Bowl. I only wanted to focus on one, and that was Beyonce's commercial. I didn't, I wasn't interested in none of the other commercials, the Tony Romo, the Mr. T, the Jennifer Hudson Common and things like that or whatever. I didn't even watch their commercials. The only commercial that I watched and focused on was the Beyonce concert. And the only one that I wanted to discuss today with you was the Beyonce concert. The other ones, I just wasn't interested in. And, like that or whatever. Not saying that they wasn't good, that they just didn't pique my interest and things like that or whatever. And I just wanted to touch base specifically on the Beyonce commercial and how magnificent she is and how she just subtly does things and continues to break the internet.
Oh yeah, she continues to break the internet. It's time to end this. Yeah.
It is. We're over. The clock on the wall says that's all. We're like almost 3 minutes over. We're going into somebody else's segment, and I don't want to be rude, so we're gonna continue our on next Monday with some more amazing topics and some more things that I put out there, especially politics. We're going back to politics on next week, so get ready for Dr. Anthony's rant on the politics and get ready for a whole list of things, a whole showdown of supports and things that President Biden administration has done, and we're going to go deep into that. So make sure you click like and share, and send it to a friend. And let's get those numbers up, and we will see you guys next Monday. This is my loves. What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the All Around. I'm your gracious host, Dr. Anthony. Please tune in on Mondays at 6 p.m. for your entertainment purposes. We will hit current topics, old topics, and everything else in between. Be there or be square. Deuces, my loves.